Oh no, I'm devastated.
Not the Sprinkle Sprinkle lady compromising her bag over a Starbucks cup. Shira7 is a very popular content creator, best known for using her tagline Sprinkle Sprinkle, giving a hypergamy and feminine advice on how to bag a rich man, how to use men for their money. Her platform gives very much, it's not what you can do for the patriarchy, it's what the patriarchy can do for you. Shira's content has especially been popular these days, as a lot of women are tired of girl bossing their way to the sun and just want to be taken care of by a rich provider man. However, there are critics, mainly men, who feel that Shira is selling repackaged escort advice and is teaching women how to sell their kitty cat to the highest bidder, regardless of the quality of the man. Positive or negative, Shira's popularity continues to grow, and not too long ago, it was announced that she would be collabing with Brandon Blackwood to come out with a Valentine's Day collection. However, that collab has now been put into jeopardy after she shared her comments on the Israel-Palestine conflict after users came for her after seeing her go get Starbucks. As a reminder, a lot of people are boycotting Starbucks right now after they align themselves with Israel. However, Shira had other ideas.
How I live my sprinkle sprinkle life. I don't worry about distractions or anything else in the world that have nothing to do with me. If I had to sit here and worry about genocide, I'd have to worry about the Native Americans. I'd have to worry about the gentrification in different parts of my city. I'd have to make a whole list of things that I have to worry about before I have to worry about what's going on in a whole other country. So if y'all really want to get political and want me to start listing the things that I have to worry about, I can do that. But I choose to stay living my best life and focusing on the things that I want.
Now, a lot of people were turned off by these comments, including Brandon Blackwood. As of today, Shira7 is no longer listed under the Valentine's Day edit. You can still see the bags in the collection, but you do not see her. I'm not surprised in the slightest that Brandon removed Shira as the ambassador for the Valentine's Day collection. While he's known for creating high-end designer bags, Brandon is also well known for using his bags to spread socio-political messages. While I couldn't find out if Brandon or if anybody from his company has publicly spoken out about the conflict overseas, I do know they're very much about being woke and using their fashion and platform to implement the change they want to see in the world, meaning that it probably wasn't the best idea to choose somebody who is anti-making political statements to represent their brand. What do y'all think about Shira losing out on her collab? Also, do you view her differently after the comments she made about Palestine and Israel?
Sprinkle, sprinkle. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So this was making the rounds on TikTok a few days ago, and I was kind of surprised to hear about it. And at first I wasn't going to react to it, but I was like, you know what, let me dig a little deeper and see what the issue is about. So I found that video, and that's pretty much the gist of the situation. As you guys know, I'm not a big political person, so I haven't really kept up as far as the details of what's going on between the Palestinians and the Israelites. But what I do know is that children are being unalived over this. And if you guys are familiar or been watching my channel long enough, you know how I feel about the future, as far as people goes. And it's really sad to hear. Again, I don't know the details of exactly why what's going on is going on. But when it involves children being unalive, that's when I'm kind of like, you know what, look, whatever the hell y'all got going on, I don't know what it is, but what I do know is that children are the future, and they shouldn't have to suffer for it. Like, if this is the kind of time y'all on, at least get the kids somewhere safe. Let them be able to leave before you just sit over here and start bombing shit. Cause it's just not cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and let these other clips play, cause it was a pretty mixed reaction. It seems like majority of the people were kind of disgusted by her response, but then you had some of her even some of her fans were disgusted by it. But of course, you had a lot of people in the comments saying, "Oh, y'all can't get me to hate her." So it says a lot about the women in the United States as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
I had to sit here and worry about genocide. I'd have to worry about the Native Americans. I'd have to worry about the gentrification in different parts of my city.
This one truly hurt. Because I am a fan of Shara 7. I love everything she talks about. I love her ideology and philosophy around dating for lifestyle. This video was a great example of the mental disconnect that Generation X and millennials have. Because in one breath, you want to sit here and say you're concerned about your sprinkle life. But at the same time, how am I supposed to be concerned about my sprinkle life as a 26-year-old? And World War III is about to start. There may not be a world to get sprinkles in, Shara. The message in itself is so tone deaf and just disrespectful to the thousands of people that have literally been murdered in Palestine. Like, I'm not understanding why she would even say something like this. Two, if you choose not to boycott, that's fine. It's to your volition, right? But don't say that these are things that are out of your control, because our entire economy in the U.S. is run off of capitalism. We all have to participate in the economy somehow. If every person in the U.S. was to stop participating in the economy would collapse even further than it is right now. I've always really struggled with the mindset that Gen X and some millennials have, because they have more time. Like, some of them have more time behind them than they have in front of them. You guys can say, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect me, it's out of my control, because realistically, you're not going to be seeing the back end of these issues in your lifetime. You're already in your 40s, possibly in your 50s, and at the end of the day, by the time you're 70 and 80, like, your foot is already out the door. The bell's ringing for you. I still have the hope in my heart left in me that someday we might actually live in a better place. In order for me to actually actively contribute to that, I have to boycott. I have to have opinions and draw the line in the sand when it comes to what I deem acceptable or not when it comes to these big companies. I don't think politically I throw caution to the wind just because I'm trying to get to a bag. And you don't have to negate one to validate the other. You can watch her whole video on her Instagram, because she doesn't have TikTok. She only has YouTube and Instagram. I say all this to say, with her combined following of 1 million followers between those two platforms, I think we really need to hold influencers a little bit more accountable for the things they say when they decide to speak on politics. Because she didn't have to say anything at all. She literally could have sat there and drank her Starbucks quietly and minded her business. But she chose to say something, and it was extremely disappointing and irresponsible.
So the young ladies of TikTok are trying to cancel Miss Sprinkle because she says she don't give a damn what's going on over there. She gonna sip her Starbucks. She don't care what's going on in Palestine, Israel, Jews, and all these folks. She don't care. And what part of that surprised y'all? This woman built a brand off of telling you that she took a married man out of his marriage. Literally looking y'all in y'all face online saying, I don't even really care about my husband. I don't love him. This isn't about love. When he dies, I'm getting all his stuff out this house. I can't wait to be a cat lady. Just me and my stuff. Sometimes James, he just, that's who she is. She don't care about, listen, I don't even give a fuck about the shit going on over there. What made y'all think She-Ra gave a fuck? Miss Sprinkle. Y'all thought she was some morally upstanding person? She tells beautiful young women, hey, don't work 2 jobs. Go get you an old man. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. I'm quoting this woman. She tells beautiful young women to go have sex with old men with wrinkly ball sacks and dust in there. She tells them to go have sex with those men so that they don't have to work. And you thought she was going to give a fuck about something going on in another country? Oh my God, y'all stupid.
You stupid.
It's come to my attention that some of y'all are surprised about Shara 7 being, well, not a Zionist, but not really caring about Palestine. And I just have to ask, have we been listening to the same person? I definitely don't agree with everything she says, but one thing I can respect about her is that she's always been honest about who she is and what she values. And what she values is money. Money. And so if money is something you're looking to get out of a relationship, you should follow her and you should listen to her for advice on that. But I think we're in this place with these parasocial relationships where we expect people to be our heroes, even though they've told us that they're clearly not heroic, especially in one aspect of their life. And for Shira, that aspect would be politics. I'm concerned about the fact that a lot of people, especially young girls, don't have the ability to discern what advice you should take from a person versus what you need to leave on the side. So please, find people and notice what they're good at, notice what you need from them, and leave the rest. I write music. I take a lot of songwriting advice from Nicki Minaj. Am I going to take relationship advice from her? No. Because making strangers your heroes will have you disappointed and shocked when it was very apparent who she is. And more importantly, develop your own principles and morals through which you see the world, and don't depend on someone online to do that for you.
You know, if I had to sit here and worry about genocide, I have to worry about the Native Americans.
The fact that you guys genuinely thought that Shira 7, out of all people, was going to submit to this pressure from all the Gen Zers to make some sort of statement, a political statement about like a super controversial topic right now is just crazy to me. And what's actually weirder too is that everyone who's been like complaining about Shira, I go to their page and like none of them are posting about Palestine or Starbucks on their own accord. But as soon as you get the opportunity to criticize someone, then suddenly everyone's like a social justice warrior. Why do you guys expect content creators to be the moral pinnacle in society that we need to look towards for like navigation on how to be a good person? They are content creators. They're not your Lord and Savior. Like, the only reason you guys get upset is because you put people on these pedestals and then you get angry when they're not the person that you made them out to be, but they were never that to begin with. I go to art school in New York City, and we've actually had several in-depth class discussions about what's going on in Palestine, because there's this whole conversation of if you're an artist, does your work exist in a vacuum? It's all work, political work. Also, a lot of kids are international, so we do have people who are from Iran and Pakistan whose families are actually affected by this. So I truly understand and have seen like the urgency and emotional weight that this has on a lot of people. But also another interesting point that my teacher brought up was that not everyone has the emotional capacity to be an active, like, political person. Not everyone has the emotional capacity to watch videos of people getting bombed. Not everyone is the type of person who's going to make statements on social media. Like, even me, I don't drink Starbucks. I don't go to McDonald's. That happened for a long time. I've, donated money and stuff. Am I going to sit here and make videos about it and, like, talk about my opinions on something that I know that I have no real knowledge on or connection to? Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll support, like, in my own way. But just because you guys don't see it doesn't mean that it's not happening, because not everything is like a show for you guys to pick and choose who's like a good person and who's not. You don't know what's right and what's wrong, and you don't know what people are doing in their free time. You could think someone is an angel because they are posting about Palestine and they are doing the right things, but in reality, they're horrible people. So it's like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Shira 7 or whatever her name is. So is it that you guys cannot tell that she was a bad person? Honestly, he has been misguiding you guys of what to be as a female, what a divine female is, or divine feminine. The fact that she doesn't care about the genocide, about Palestine and Congo, says a lot. He literally tells you that she's money hungry, a proud gold digger. I don't think there's anything wrong with someone who's looking for a partner who is financially stable. Then it can help them out financially as well if you just want to be a stay-at-home mom and your kids are taken care of, you're taken care of. That's normal. But the only people who listen to Shira are incels. People who do not have a personality, who do not have character, or both. Because personality and character are two different things. Why are we shocked and surprised? I never liked her from the start when I first started seeing her. It's not about hating a person. It's just, you could just tell by like, literally look at her eyes. Look how she smiles. It's not even like a sweet smile. It's almost like a narcissistic psychopath smile or smirk. A lot of people who tend to be narcissistic or psychopaths or BPD, look at their eyes. Whenever there's a creator, you could tell, like they say, the eyes are the windows of the soul. Look at their eyes. I've looked at even at my old videos where I could tell I was sad or I was not into it. People could just tell. People who have discernment or intuition, they always know. But for anybody who's trying to learn what discernment is or intuition, look at the creator's eyes. Look at it. Tell you everything. It will literally tell you everything. Second thing you look at is their lips. There's certain cues, facial cues, that gives it away, which is the eyebrows, the nose, the mouth, and the eyes. But number one is always the eyes. Last part that you have to listen to is tonality of voice, how they speak, their inflection. You know, I'm going high and low. Best advice I could give you: just stop following people like that. Even like with Nicki Minaj coming out, Taylor Swift, now Shira. I mean, there's a bunch of people. Like, everybody has been warning you. If you have friends who told you, I don't like this artist, and these people always tend to be right when it comes to intuition of things happening around you outside of celebrity stuff, you should listen to them. Start practicing that. Like, it will save you from following, leaders who are terrible human beings, by the way. Also, it would protect you on your personal life when it comes to family and friends, or when you're making new friendships or new coworkers. These people who are bad and terrible, I'm going to tell you this, they all have the same pattern. It's almost like they have the same blueprint, naturally. Terrible people have the same blueprint, and they always choose that. But anyways, that's my 2 cents. Just so glad that people are starting to wake up to it. But one last thing. Any astrologer who loves her, don't listen to them. Because a real astrologist would know and have that intuition or gift to know that she was a bad person. So if that person who's your astrologer all of a sudden is giving you advice, don't listen to them. Because they don't have the gift. They truly don't. If they couldn't tell, this woman does not care about other people dying in different countries, like especially a genocide. That tells you a lot about their character. Not only on Shira, but everybody else. So, take care, guys. Bye.
Now, I want to chime in on this last clip before I close it out, because there was a few things that stood out to me when she spoke. Number one, when she mentioned, I think she actually meant to say film sales, you guys. So y'all probably gonna say something in the comments about that by now. Yeah, because incels apply to men, film sales apply to women. I never really thought about that, bro. When it comes to all these women who follow women like Shira 7 or any other of these hypergamous type women. Because when you really think about it, man, all the women that teach this kind of way of going about dating for women, it does seem like all of them don't really have much of a personality, and if they do, it comes off shitty, like a very shitty, nasty, bitter personality. So she might be on to something when it comes to the film sale outlook of these women. And another thing, when she was referring to her facial expressions and the way she looks in her eyes, bro, I think I've said this before when I've reacted to her a couple times before, man. That woman has a very sinister look about her. It was always something about her smile that was unsettling. It comes off extremely fake and disingenuous. So it's funny to see that she caught on to that and she's paying attention to that as well. Man, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. And I know some guys that are probably gonna say, yeah, we're happy to see. Look, I'm not one of that. I'm just kind of, I guess you could say, reporting this because I had no idea this was going on until a couple days ago. But I wanted to dig in a little bit deeper before I did a reaction and reported it to you guys, because I didn't know why they were trying to cancel her. But understanding what she said and the situation going on over in Palestine and Israel, I think I can kind of understand why people were upset, especially when you consider it involves children. But if you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's what the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description, as well as my latest mixtape, Neo Trap Volume 2. And if you want to purchase any of the merch, spreadshot.com link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all, deuces.